Ladies and gentlemen, this YouTube channel vlog show is of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. It is also about personality, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is your host of the show, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, the elder statesman of Rant and Rave, and Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode, give me a second here, and this is episode number 1,119 episodes. And this is the first NXT Event Center for 2024, and this is New Year's Evil 2024. We are, as far as the event is concerned. Some changes have been made, unfortunately, and we will get to that when we get a chance. But let's talk about, and that's along the way. The NXT Women's Championship was on the line. Lyra Valkyria versus Blair Davenport, the battle of former NXT UK standouts, and Valkyria is the champion, defending against Blair Davenport, who cashed in her Iron Survivor Series shot, the Iron Survivor Challenge shot against Valkyria, and this was a heck of a matchup. Could have gone either way, but Valkyria did pick up the victory over Davenport to keep her title. But as Valkyria was getting worn out, Lola Vice came down to the ring with her women's breakout contract, and she was about to execute it and cash it in. But Tatum Paxley decided to cut her off at the pass, and then Elektra Lopez gets involved. And then Valkyria beats up on Elektra Lopez, and all four women are going to brawl. This may end up leading to a tag match between Paxley and Valkyria. I don't know why Paxley's stalking Valkyria. Mind games? Is she trying to be like Mickey James and Valkyria's playing the Trish Stratus role? I don't know. That's a weird situation, to say the least. In fact, we got a lot of loony birds. I've dealt with a couple. I haven't witnessed a couple of loony birds today at work. I think there's going to be a lot more loony birds here on NXT. We're not even done yet. We're not even done yet. But there is some bad news. The NXT Championship match that was supposed to happen against Ilya Dragunov and Trick Williams, even though they signed a contract, the match will not happen, and Ilya Dragunov is not medically cleared to compete. So Trick Williams obviously is going to be disappointed about that. So the LWO and the No Quarter Catch Crew. Now, Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro came to the aid of Dragon Lee last week, but Dragon Lee a couple weeks ago. But here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. They took on 3 members of No Quarter Catch Crew, but Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde had a surprise for the No Quarter Catch Crew, who without Charlie Dempsey, he's competing in All Japan Wrestling for the Triple Crown Championship. But meanwhile, Del Toro and Wilde had now recruited Carlito to compete on NXT for the very first time. What a way to kick it off. He had The Rock returning to Raw last night. Now Carlito competing on NXT for the very first time in his illustrious WWE career. And the No Quarter Catch Crew, because without Charlie Dempsey, they got Damon Kemp, Miles Bourne, and Drew Gulak. All 6 of them went at it. In the end, the LWO did win the matchup, and then Drew Gulak looked at Bourne and Kemp goes, "When Dempsey comes back, we need a recharge." And then Carlito decided to grab his apple and spit in the face of Drew Gulak, who is not core. Anyways, Kelly Kincaid guys interviewed Trick Williams and Carmella Hayes. Trick Williams was upset about it, and Carmella Hayes was like, "Yo, dog, you got this," and all that. But hey, you would have beaten Dragunov anyways. But then Grayson Waller interrupts him and starts running his mouth, and then it goes, "Well, I am the Iron Survivor," and she goes, "Well, I was the first Iron Survivor as well." And then Carmella Hayes and And then Williams about to get a match. Well, why don't you get two go have a match and put the and Trick, you can put your title on the line. Trick Williams was not very happy about that, and Grayson Waller, that's what I'm talking about, Hayes. Thank you. And so like Hayes is up to no good. I think Hayes has been playing Williams all along. We'll find out for sure. Riley Osborne was sitting in the Cheeks University classroom by himself, writing down about the finals, writing down of the breakout tournament, his vision for the finals. So, and he talked about how tough Obafemi is. More women's action. Roxanne Perez took on Ariana Grace. And then Roxanne Perez did pick up the victory at first, but then Ariana Grace decided to talk trash to Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez kept on beating Ariana Grace to the point where the referee's trying to tell her, stop it. No. Roxanne Perez refused to listen, and so they reversed the decision in giving Ariana Grace the victory. If Ariana Grace wants to earn victories like that, dude, tell you what right now, unacceptable. But so Kelly Kincaid interviewed Ava Raine and asked Ava Raine why she's going. And he goes, "Well, Shawn Michaels may need some help, and that's why I'm there and everything else. So I'm going to help out." So, and then she announced the Men's Dusty Tag Classic starting next week, and there's already been teams forming. I'll let you know about that. Meanwhile, Blair Davenport recuperating from her bruises at the hands of Lyra Valkyria, but then Nikita Lyons, the lovely, the gorgeous Nikita Lyons, yes, the tribal cheeks, as Chayton Long called her, confronts Davenport, and it looks like those two are going to go at it at any time. She goes, the only difference is I show my opponents respect, but we do it out in the ring. What? So, women's action again. This time around, there's a stipulation. Whoever wins the matchup, the loser has to serve the winner, whether it be a ranch hand or a servant. Fallon Henley versus Tiffany Stratton, and Tiffany Stratton tried to use a steel chair. If she gets disqualified, ends up being Fallon Henley's ranch hand. But then, and then she tried to use, and then the referee tried to use the steel. The referee tried to take the steel chair away from her. He was successful in doing so, and Tiffany Stratton got hit with a Shining Wizard knee by Fallon Henley, who picks up a 3 count. So that means Tiffany Stratton is going to learn how to be a ranch hand, and that, my friends, is going to be very, very fun. And so Michael Bombardier, guess what? You're going to see Tiffany Stratton serve Fallon Henley. And you better name Fallon Henley Wrestler of the Week. You got him. Anyways. So Barry Corbin talked to Braun Breaker and asked Braun Breaker to be his partner for the Dusty Cup Classic. Are you kidding me? This is the same Barry Corbin whose attitude stinks and acts like an a-hole. And then he said, well, both a-holes. So what about it? And Braun Breaker goes, something? Okay. I got a feeling this team's going to go come apart at the seams, but if they end up working together, I'll color me surprised on that. And so Obafemi cut a promo for the breakout tournament final as well. And Obafemi's come from Nigeria. I think Apollo Crews, Omos, and him ought to form a trio, but who knows for sure. But Obafemi is a very, very big and powerful dude. And trust me, he don't play. Gigi Dolan was casually sitting in the locker room talking to all the other women there. And then Cora J comes in and goes, you know where you at? And then you're sitting in my locker, and Gigi Dolan kind of be sarcastically, oh, I'm sorry. Could you? And then, how do you forgive me? You know where this is going to go? And you don't want to go there. So, well, I do want to go there. So, and that's a match for next week. Gigi Dolan one-on-one with Cora Jade. Women with attitude, gotta love them. Then Sarah Schreiber had a sit-down interview with Ridge Holland, and Ridge Holland says he's got a wife with twin boys, and He says he doesn't want to be known as a monster who, injures people. I think after what happened with Dragunov and what happened with Big E, and I think it's been eating away at Ridge Holland. Maybe he's starting to lose his touch. Probably the reason why him and Butch have split up. He's starting to lose his edge a little bit, and possibly going back to NXT could help him retain that edge that made him a brawling brute. And it's McAfee, not McAfee. It's McAfee. So, anyways, men's breakout final. Riley Osborne going one-on-one with Obafemi, and D. Hale was talking to Osborne before the matchup and says, and Riley Osborne high-fived her, and I'm never gonna wash his hand again. Casey goes, okay, calm down. Thea Hale's still hilarious, but in the end, despite the fact that Riley Osborne gave it all he's got, Obafemi was too much with his power, and Obafemi wins the breakout final. This will be played in a very interesting situation with Dragunov as a vulnerable state at the time. OTM cut a promo on the family and how they're going to be walking out the NXT Tag Team Champions. Meanwhile, Kelly Kincaid interviews Kiana James and Izzy Dane, and Kiana James explains how Izzy Dane and her have joined forces and why they have joined forces. And so he says, well, I can make friends and make money. Time to go to work. Then, and Hayes and Williams were talking about the matchup. Hayes says, you got this and all. Yeah, I'm doing this by myself. Stay in the back, please. And then Chase U was talking about the Dusty Cup, and Andre Chase was about to get involved in it. And then he goes, and then JC Jane goes, no, I'm taking charge. And since Riley did pretty decent in the breakout tournament, and since he lost, we'll give him another shot. It'll be Duke Hudson and Riley Osborne representing Chase U in the tournament of the Dusty Cup. And Tatum Paxley talks to Valkyria. And Valkyria is like spooked out about Tatum Paxley, and she goes, thanks, I guess. So, be very interesting to see what happens in that situation. Axiom and Nathan Frazier were talking about the Dusty Cup, and he said, hey, we should get involved. And then Nathan Frazier's like, we're above, head and shoulders above the tag team. As he's running his mouth, Axiom's going, that's not what you're talking about. There's something behind this, isn't it? And it was Malik Blade and Idris. Nobody's saying we're going to shut you up, and we're going to win the Dusty Cup. And then Nathan Frazier looks at Axiom. All this is all I do, man. It's all I do, he says. And then the family decided to introduce their newest member of their team as tag team champions. Look like their manager Adriana Rizzo, who's pretty cute, by the way. You know, with the tough accent she got, you know, and she could punch me in the face any day. Anyways, and then Joe Gacy climbed out of their car. Oh, like Joe Gacy was going. I think Joe Gacy and R2 should team up just to call themselves the Wacky People. That's what they are. The WWO, the Wacky World Order, because they are nuts. Anyways, and then the Battle of Iron Survivors with the title shot that Trick had on the line against Grayson Waller. And as Trick Williams was trying to get the upper hand. Here comes Carmelo Hayes. Trick Williams says he's supposed to stay in the back dog. I told you. Grayson Waller's outside the ring. And they say the former NXT champion is going to stop by and watch the matchup. But that former NXT champion was none other than Kevin Owens. Punches Waller in the face again. I mean, he probably said, and he said it time and time again, Grayson Waller has a punchable face. And Williams ended up winning the match. Well, that's all the time we have on this show. Episode 1119. And tomorrow will be the first AEW Dynamite of the new year. Not only that, it'll be also the first Joker's Wild Wild Wednesday of 2024 as well. So thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. This concludes today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with A Raven Bova Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of the show. Goodbye for now.